let's turn that down. And yes, my face is like a little different because it has honey in it. I mean, on it. So that's what I've been doing. I am filming this. Now, I usually film my video journal. I just did that. I mean, it's fucking honey, man. When something like, when it drops, I mean, when it fucking, yeah, when it drops, because when it's like, because of how, how viscous it is, sometimes it has droplets and I eat those because it's just honey and my face is clean. I usually do this after I use my facial wash. So, yeah. After this, I would go over my, um, yeah, I wash this off and then I apply some moisturizer and that's it. So it's earlier today because I felt like I feel like I should be doing something. Like I should be studying for my chemistry quizzes tomorrow, analytical chemistry. But it's like, yeah. So the question of the day is: how much does fear of failure drive people's life's decision? How much does fear of failure drive people's life's decisions? Yeah. Okay, this is a perspective questions and somehow like a personal question. I mean, it could still be like that. Just like yesterday, I said that it was like a perspective question, but really is. It's like one of my perspectives. So yeah. So do you no? How much does a fear of failure drive people's life decisions? Well, how much? Then it's gonna be like 100 times or like pretty much everything. Fear of failure is not something that it just affects the decisions of a person or that affects the person's decisions on doing things, pursuing things, and it's not just about decisions, but like it is about decisions, but it's not about like the small decisions that like has a micro effect on a person, but rather a macro effect, like important decisions, like going uh, going to college, and it is really valid because okay, let's get the deep roots of the problem. Fear of failure. How does it start, or what could be the possible factors of getting or like having a fear of failure? So yes, of course, fear is a feeling, and fear since it is a feeling, since fear is a feeling, then it will pass. But some people, you know, I mean, oh my god, my thoughts are unorganized. I have so much to say. Anyway, uh, so fear, everybody has fear. Hence, everybody has fear of failure. Yes, and it's not like everybody has that fear of failure. It's just to an amount. You know, it could be, for me, I have like a medium amount of fear of failure. It is, uh, it's because of my upbringing. I have this really bad anxiety, social anxiety, and yeah, overthinking. That is, one of the valid and most common factors. But for people, you know, even though you would think that they don't really have a fear in anything, rather, you know, uh, fear of failure. They still have fear of failure. They still have doubts, and like for me, or let's just say a perspective, and yeah, so perspective. You, this person has just graduated, or yeah, has graduated high school, senior high school, and it's time for them to to reserve and review, apply to various universities and colleges. But but a really good example would be in the pandemic, because I just know I have you know I know a lot of people have taken a gap year or a leap year. No, it is a gap year. A leap year is a different one. Anyway, it is a gap year where they pretty much just didn't enroll in that school year, because I remember my first year, I just it was like pure online class, like first sem and second sem, and it was really bad for me because I didn't like it. I didn't like getting being so isolated, and plus schoolworks. So my grades were just not great. I'm not proud of it, but you know, it's mine. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to encourage people that or like justify my bad grades, but that's the circumstance that I had to go through. So it is valid according to me, but that doesn't mean that people should, like tolerate it when they do it themselves. So don't do that. Anyway, so in the pandemic, then I still took the course because not because I wanted to. I mean, it's not like I didn't want to go to school. I still wanted to. It's like the only thing that I should be doing. I had that mindset for like over the year, but I kind of like forget it. I forgot it. That whatever I'm doing right now is the only thing that I do, and that is just school. Meaning that school. If I if I wasn't doing any school right now, what should what should I do instead? What should I be doing instead? Like I have nothing else to do but school. Because first of all, I'm just at the house, and literally right now, like I have no reason to be out of school. No one influences me. No one I have like no one to go with. I mean, I wish that I had a band and we would just school would be just on. Oh, that looks like snot. It's not. It really is just. Let's just say a facial mask. You know, and I leave it on for like a couple of minutes, and it's not 15 to 20 minutes, but it's all right. It's all right, yo. I know what I'm doing. I mean, I've been worse. And this is the worst, really. So yeah, yeah. There goes it. I forgot. I just fucking forget what I was saying. As I was saying, so in when you go to school, this is okay. I'm back. The mindset that whatever I'm do that school is, what should I be doing right now? I'm justifying it, and yeah, if I had people or have like really good friends that I connect to, and especially the specific scenario where I'm in a band, I'm a vocalist, and we play, and like it's taking off its course. We're getting popular. We we like sing, but it's like singing all. I was like singing every night, and then it's like school is kind of is hindering with my hobby. So I think I would just go on and pick that hobby because it's much fun, it's much freeing, it's much I can express myself. You know what I mean? Like I have something better else to do than fucking school. But I don't. I really don't. I don't have that right now. Oh, look at my fucking arms. My arms is just. I'm like there's like a bed in here, and I'm like like going with that. Oh, almost had a titty shot. Almost showed me you my fucking nippies. Pepperoni nipples. Anyway, sorry, y'all. I don't know why am I so like this. Anyway, so yeah, and people. I'm not saying that people who took the gap year has everyone had or people who took everybody but who took a gap year or did not enroll in that year have fear of failure. It's just that it's not necessary for them. I mean, people still have luxurious lives that they could take a year off in school and still, it wouldn't really have an effect. It's just a year later, they're still kind of like financially stable. But what I mean by that, it really the fear of failure or just really fear of future, because when you fear your failure, that means you're thinking ahead, and when you're thinking ahead, you're really thinking of all the worst possibilities that could happen in the future. And that's I've really been through that, and it's the same scenario that I had to choose. I wanted to. It was the one obstacle that I had to deal with was a pandemic because I wanted to go to a university which is out of town, out of my town, but it's still like relatively close, like not really like a thousand miles away or out of the country, but it's still on the same region in Mindanao. That's because that's where I live, right? Because I want to meet new people. I already felt the void. Like I didn't have friends. I really wanted to meet. Like I wanted to feel like I belong. So mind you, I was like 16, 17 at the time. So the feelings and the thoughts are just so new, and yeah, I was just really growing of stuff. So yeah, and then I wanted to apply to various university, but there's one university, like literally in my city, that is state university. Yes, that it is where my mom works. She is a professor there, and yeah, it was like pretty much easy going for me. And it's either that or somewhere else. I wanted to take like radio technology or something STEM related or like natural sciences related because that is the shit in the Philippines. It's not like it's something that is mainstream, but it's pretty much that. But I didn't, the state university didn't have those courses, so I was left with the science education because I thought that if I went BS biology, then it would still be the same. My mom, I listened to her, and it's not like it's really realistic. I've seen it. I really see. I've seen it like way before I was not. Because my mother is a teacher, and there are many examples I hear and I see that people, if you really want to take BS biology, then as a practical course, then it's not a good choice if you want to be practical. So that's it. That's pretty much it. Like the fear of failure really affects your decisions in life, where that is you need to go to school for 4 years, and that's just you need to pick one course that you will surely like, but that's not always the case. I've seen like perspectives of people in TikTok that I think I read like a comment that said like they've been out of college or they have not enrolled in any college for 2 years now because they still haven't found what's the course for them, or like after they dropped the class because they didn't like the program they were in, they still couldn't find like the fitting program. And that is a really different perspective because I did not feel that. I think it's based on like a really societal pressure where like your friends, people around you, your schoolmates, or like a culture, you know, a societal culture. It's not a culture about traditions and stuff, but something that is normalized from for them because here it's not. I mean, people in my state university, it's not common like nowadays. Ever since I was enrolled, I'm in third year now, and next sem I'll be fourth year. So it is second sem today. That you shift courses because it's not right. Me going to engineering or like someone from the College of Education going from to the the College of Engineering, College of Natural Sciences. I mean, like mathematics. It's not. It's hard. If you want to, then you are probably like one of like five out of all populations in the state university. The ones who shift doesn't really. You still have to apply if you want to shift. and that won't be accepted unless you have really high grades and you know really valid reason why you wanted to. Because I know for a fact that back then, when it was my like when it was my mom's time to when she did college, shifting was kind of like really normal, but now it's not really. It's like wasting your time, and it's not even a race. It's like me. I really hated my course because I have so much fear of failure that I was like, yeah, why did I even pick this course? I don't want to be a teacher. I don't want to be an educator. I don't want to be like like my mom, who is also a teacher but not a high school teacher. I take secondary education, of course, in science because that's my major. And you know, I'm in third year now, third year, second sem, and I've been through a lot, uh, personal life wise and college wise, and it's yeah, let's just say it's such a waste of the time and effort of and the units I took to just for me to drop right now. It's not like I'm tired. It's not like I'm really, I really like you don't know how, you have no idea that how bad I want to drop. No, it's like I've grown fond of it. It's practical, you know. Like the fear of failure kind of fades away when you're there. So I want to add a statement to the overthinking part where fear of failure is pretty much fear of the future, and people would say that it gets better. I don't like that. I would say that it's not as worse. You're thinking of the worst possible scenario, and me, I I have as a professional person who has a fear of failure, I've had it worse back then. And in some like little activities like reportings, presentations, and exams, I really have fear of failure. And sometimes the worst case scenario would really play in the present. But, you know, the only difference is how you're going to deal with it. You know, that's like the loophole of this fear of failure that leads to overthinking. Is that you just think what's gonna happen, but think. You don't think about what are you gonna do about it, or what solutions are you gonna come up with in order to alleviate the situation. Because you just think of what's gonna happen, and you're scared of that, so you just don't take the risk. And I'm really related. Right? It's really relatable to this. It's really relatable for me. That's what I meant. Sorry. Because a lot of times, with my fear of failure, or let's just say my anxiety, it's not, fear of failure is kind of generalized. Fear of failure, why? Because you have anxiety? Yes. Because you overthink? Yes. Because you don't want the future? Because fear of failure for me is just so constant. It's not like I feel it like, every couple of months. I mean, this feeling is common. It's really common when there's something big coming up, for a normal person. But me, it's not in a normal dosage or some sort. I deal with fear of failure every single day. Way back, no, back then it would be every single day, but now it has been decreased significantly. That's why I'm telling you, like, I still have fear of failure in small things that happen in my life because I don't want to get embarrassed. I don't want people to perceive me as weak or inadequate or, in incompetent in doing academic work. Three, I really, or like, yeah, I don't want to get embarrassed. That's like the reasons why I have fear of failure. Four, I don't want to worsen my situation where I have to fail if I have to fail, example, I have to fail this exam, then I have to take a removal, then that would be a pain in the ass. I don't want that. So, ow, my fucking, sorry. Okay, how much does fear of failure drive people's life decisions? It really stunts or really just suppress the, the rational thinking of a person, the fear of failure. And I think it's not like I have to say. In conclusion, yes, that I'm here to tell you that just don't have fear of failure. Face your real life. No, no, no. What I'm meaning to say is that let have this mindset where don't think don't you have to put in mind. I mean, you're still gonna think about the worst case scenario. That's pretty much normal, but hear me out. It's not likely to happen. The one you are really just fantasizing or like really thinking that it's gonna happen, like in the worst case scenario, when you have to play the waiting game. That's the most difficult part. Waiting game without thinking or overthinking, so you don't really feed your fear of failure. So yeah, it's not gonna be as bad as long as you mentally prepare yourself for it. And I sure damn do you do, because you think about it like every single second. So yeah, okay, that's my thumbnail.